So the only time I called the police in Japan, and subsequently one of the scariest times I've had there, happened late one night in a dark back alleyway of suburban Tokyo. So remember this if you ever have to do the same. I was walking to the convenience store at 2 in the morning to buy a melon bread. There aren't many lights around, but this is a walk in the dark that I've done many times before. When suddenly I see stretched out on the ground before me, laying in an unnatural position, is a motionless person on the ground. I freeze right there and kind of jump back a little. The unmoving man in the narrow alleyway is only partially illuminated by a street light, so I can't see much. So I move closer, not sure what to do. And that's when I see another man standing over him in the shadows, and he looks at me. And here's when I gotta say, Japan is a super safe place, and I knew that, but I was still pretty freaked out given this atmosphere. Any way you look at it, the first dude hasn't moved since he hit the street with his limbs all in strange angles. And before I can think, the standing man says, "Bibita desho, mita," which means like, "I saw you, you're surprised, huh?" And yes, I was surprised, so I just said back, "Yeah, is this guy okay?" The dude in the shadow says he didn't know, he just ran into him laying in the street, and he was unresponsive, so we called the police. That's all well and good, but he seemed oddly wild casual, and I personally wanted to make sure I didn't casually walk by a serious incident. So I took out my phone flashlight, stepped over to the passed out man, and quickly checked for injuries. I didn't see any red, and then I quickly checked if he was breathing okay. I hesitantly put my head close to his, and I heard light sounds of breath, and that was good. I turned to the standing man and said it was cool for him to wait like that, and continued on my way to the store, but not before deciding that I should also call the police, just in case. Otherwise someday this might haunt me. It's better to overreact sometimes. I dialed 119. This is the first time I've ever done this, and here is along the lines of what Japanese emergency responders will say to you. "Kaji ka kyukyusha desu ka?" Which is asking like fire or ambulance. I said maybe ambulance and explained the situation in detail using a nearby bus stop as a landmark to where I was. They asked my name and phone number, I told them, and that was it. At the convenience store I bought some extra bottles of water, and on my way back home I saw the standing man had been joined by his girlfriend. I offered them the bottles of water, which they accepted, and I waited with them for the police. They asked me why I was in Japan from America, and this is real. They asked me if I liked anime. The girl said my Japanese was really good, and the guy was a grad student in the area, and finally the police came, just in a squad car, and it took a long time I thought. And I don't know if it was because of me calling or the other guy, but that's the story. I walked home to eat my melon bread. That's the last time I ever saw any of them. I don't know, should I have done anything different? I wonder and think back sometimes, but it wasn't the most wild experience, especially compared to some of the things I've seen in LA. I hope he was okay, and thank you for watching.